Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Smash Factor TV again. Today I'm going to help you, along with these guys who are out on the range, on how to get the most from your range session. And the big thing we're going to look at here is to get you out of bad habits and to stop you doing certain things on the range which are not benefiting your golf game. If you want to take your best range shots out onto the golf course with you, you've got to start doing this when you're in a practice session. Let's go and have a look at how we're going to help with that with some more game-changing golf coaching. Hi everyone, and thanks once again for tuning in to Smash Factor TV. My name's Natalie Adams. Today we're having a look at how to help you get the most from your range session and to really help you that when you are at that range that you're getting away from some really bad habits and that you stop doing these certain things when you're trying to improve your golf. Now, one of the biggest things that I will see at the range is that people will turn up, grab their basket of balls, however many it is, and then they either just tip the basket this way up or they pour the balls into the tray in front of them, and now they just take a club. There's no real structure to the practice, and what they start doing is they'll just hit a golf ball out there. So get set up, hit a golf ball out there, not really think too much about what happened, what they wanted, how the movement was, and then they're hitting another one. Same again, no real thought, and then they're hitting another one. And so they carry on like that, just hitting golf balls. Now that's great if what you're there to do at the range is just to hit golf balls. But if you're wanting to improve your golf and get better, that is not a good idea at all. It's just whacking balls. There's no structure to it at all, and you don't know if you're improving. All you're doing is hitting a ball. So we need to get away from that. Okay, so the first thing I would say is don't pour the basket of balls into the tray or tip them up like this, because it just encourages you to keep scooping and raking the ball forward. Hit that one, rake the next one, hit that one, rake the next one, and that isn't how you play golf. Okay, so what I would suggest you do is keep the basket upright, not have any balls out, and put the basket over here as well, so that you have to walk to and from the basket, because that is now going to simulate as though you're playing. If you've just hit a shot out there and you've hit a good shot, you want to think if you were on the course playing, you've got to wait for your playing partners to play their shots, then you've got to walk out to where the ball's got to before you play the next shot. So we need to simulate as though you're actually playing. So one shot at a time. If I now hit this ball out, what that's going to get me to do is I've got to walk over to get the next one before I hit. So I can't just swing and hit and now rake another ball in. I've got to move my position, walk over here, get another ball, get it onto the mat. So that's the first thing that we want to do. The next thing we want to do now is to split your practice time up. Now, you might do this on the time you spend at the range, or it could be on the number of golf balls you're going to hit. If you take 50 golf balls as an example, I would spend the first part of that practice session, so the first 20 to 25 balls, but no more than half of the balls, working on the bit of technique that is going to improve your game. And you can stay on the same club doing this, and you're just working on improving the movement, whatever that would be. So you can hit those first 20 to 25 balls, the first half of your practice time, use it to work on the technique. You don't particularly have to have a target. You're just hitting the ball to get used to the movement. So it's very much about improving your movement. And please remember to hit the subscribe button and click notifications. We release 2 videos every week. They're all geared up to help you get better at golf and to enjoy the game more when you're next out on that golf course. Okay, now what's really important now is that we start in the next part of your practice, that we move from that sort of repetitive hitting the same shot, making the same movement over and over again. We move away from that and get you into what you do more to play golf. So we do need to improve your technique, but only do that for the first part of the basket. For the second half, what we're going to do here, again, we're going to split these up. So if we've got 20 to 25 balls left, half of those remaining balls or half of the remaining time, hitting different shots. So I might get 3 balls at a time here. Just leave them here so that I know when my 3 golf balls are up. But for this part of my practice session, I'm now going to go, okay, I want to hit this ball low, and then I'm going to hit a medium trajectory, and then I'm going to hit a high trajectory with the same golf club. So we go through here. If I want to hit the ball a bit lower, I get it a little bit more back into my stance, hands a little bit more forward. If I'm going for mid trajectory, I just have standard setup. And if I'm going for a higher shot, I'm going to push the ball a little bit more forward. And just again, hands inside the left thigh, but this time not as far forward. So I'll just be creative and hit those 3 different shots. Okay, so I've hit my 3 shots there. I could do that for height. I could also do it now that I'll hit one where I try and get the ball that I hit down the left, one where I hit it down the middle, one where I hit it to the right. I could now do it with curvature, so I might get one ball where I try and hit it right to left, one ball where I work on hitting it straight, one ball where I hit it left to right. So I'm hitting different shots and I'm being creative during this part of the practice session. I'll hit those shots initially with an iron, then I might move on to a driver and I'll hit a high, a low, a mid, one to the left, one straight, one to the right, and then with curvature with the driver, then I might go to a rescue club, then I might try it with a wedge as well. The final part of the practice session, we want to hit different clubs to different targets as though we're playing. So if I was thinking of playing here, our first hole is a par 5. So I'd want to get that driver out because that's the club that I would hit on that tee shot. I'm over here, I've got to get the ball pegged up. So we'll get the ball pegged up there. Okay, now I want to set my fairway. And looking out on the range here, there's plenty of yardage markers, plenty of flags to hit at. I'll set a fairway. For me, I would set it a little bit on the narrow side for the normal width of a fairway to try and pressurise yourself a little bit more. But the goal of this shot is to hit the fairway. So I've got 2 flags down at the bottom there. There's certainly not a fairway width apart with where they are. It's probably half the width of a fairway. So now I've got to work on aiming up, picking a spot to go to. Full routine, I'll have my practice swing, aim that club up, and then I'll hit the shot. If I want to hit it left to right or right to left or straight, I'm going to go for pretty straight here. But this is all about hitting that fairway. Okay, so hit the fairway there. Now I'm thinking on that hole, if I was playing on the course, where would that leave me? What would be my next shot in? With where that I would visualise that would be on the fairway, I'd need a rescue club in for my next shot. So again, I'll now move over to swapping the club, getting another ball out, putting the ball down ready. And then again, we're going through the whole entire practice swing. So routine, practice swing first. Now this time I'm not going to choose the same 2 points that I had for my fairway. So I'm going to come a little bit more over to the right now. If you've got greens to hit at where you practice, that's fantastic. But if you haven't, then just choose another area. If you don't have markers out on where you practice, then look at the horizon. There might be trees in the distance where you could think, right, I'll hit it at the trunk of that tree. Be creative. So again, I'm going to pick here. We've got a green to hit out at here for me. So I'll now aim up, think about the shot you want to hit, get aimed up, and then execute that shot as though you're on the course. Okay, and then I'm going to go, right, so where would that have gone? It was a tiny little bit to the left. So what I might want to do here is play a little pitch shot, again at a much closer flag, different direction again. That might have left me just 60 yards to the green as an example. So I'm now going to practice playing that shot out as well. So really important if you want to get your best golf onto the course, if you want to see the shots that you hit on the range actually out on the course, split your practice up like this. Stop just raking balls. Do not rake balls out of the tray or out of the basket aimlessly. The first part of your practice session wants to be on improving your movements and getting a feel for what you're trying to work on technically and improving your swing. That second part of your practice wants to be a little bit more creative. So you're hitting low shots, mid shots, high shots, shots down the left, shots straight, shots down the right, shots that curve left to right, that curve right to left, straight shots. Hit all of those shots with, say, 4 different clubs in your bag, a short iron, a mid iron, a hybrid, and the driver. And then the final part of your practice wants to be as though you're playing. And if you think, oh, I would have hit the rough there, then play that little pitch shot out if you have to. If you hit the fairway off the tee, great. You can get the fairway wood out or the iron into the green. Again, if you don't think you'd have hit the green, play a little chip, play a little pitch, but use your full routine all the way through. And that really will help you to start simulating the pressure that you feel on the course when you've only got one go at it and you've got to do it there and then. It will also slow down how quickly you hit those golf balls. So again, you're simulating the time it takes you to walk from one shot to another rather than just beating balls and hitting balls out there, which lets you get into a rhythm which you don't manage to get built up on the golf course. Please take that into your next practice session. It will help you if you start to focus on having practice sessions that are more geared up around those 3 areas that we've just talked about in the practice session, but you'll see a massive improvement when you get out onto the golf course. Once you've got used to doing that, you'll take your range game out onto the course. It's another game-changing golf tip.